the defensive backs, this is another spot where we talked about where there's just a lot going on. So I think Denzel Ward proved that he is the starter, the number one corner out there. With him, I think Damon Arnett is going to hold off the young guys. He was the nickel corner last year. I really didn't think he would have a shot to be the starter this year. I thought a guy like Kendall Sheffield or Okudah or Wade would jump in there. But it seems like Arnett's really made a leap. Nothing but praise coming from the coaching staff with him. It sounds like he's pretty much got that other starting job. Who knows what happens in fall, but as of right now, I think that Damon Arnett has that second starting cornerback spot. Backing him up, you've got Shawn Wade, you've got Kendall Sheffield, who I think are going to be the primary backups. You've also got Jeffrey Okudah, who we've talked about, who I think could also play into the safety battle still. All of them looked good for young guys in the spring, showed the ability to tackle, and that's really the big thing for the Buckeye DBs, is just to be able to tackle in space to provide that run support. So that's the two deep at corners. As safety, Damon Webb has one of the safety starting spots. I don't care what everyone tries to say that he's battling for his starting job. I think Damon Webb's got it. Damon Webb struggled quite a bit early last year. As the season went on, though, I think Damon Webb really kind of made that leap and became a pretty darn good safety. I mean, he was nowhere near Hooker's level, and he was overshadowed with Conley and Lattimore and Hooker back there. But I think Damon Webb made huge strides last year, and I think he's the one starter this year at free safety. At strong safety, going into spring, I thought Eric Smith was going to come out with that. After, hearing different reports and reading different things, watching the spring game, I honestly would not be surprised if Jordan Fuller steals that strong safety job. Was just expecting a lot more from Eric Smith in the spring game. He's battled a lot of injuries, and he just doesn't look as quick as he did even 2 years ago in the spring game. So I think right now, actually, Jordan Fuller might be having the upper hand with that. But once again, just like the defensive line and the cornerbacks, there is a lot of talk that there's going to be a lot of rotation back there at safety. So even if Damon Webb and Jordan Fuller start, I expect Eric Smith to play quite a bit, and those three just to kind of rotate around. As I mentioned before, too, I think Jeffrey Okudah could still play into this and possibly back up one of those guys back there at safety. But the way I've got it right now, I've just got Webb and Fuller starting, and then Eric Smith backing up both of them, and just kind of having all three switch in and out depending on the situation.
So the secondary seems to have the most uncertainty, but not necessarily a concern. It just has the most uncertainty because you're losing 3 All-Americans, basically. I don't know if they were technically All-Americans, but they're 3 of the top 10 players in the country, basically, going to the NFL. And then because of just the enormous influx of just high-end guys like Sheffield and Okudah, it just creates that kind of situation, which is a good thing. There's a ton of players in the secondary.